Accept minutes.
Yeah, I'll make a motion to accept the minutes from the, what was the date?
25th.
The
April 25th.
The April 25th, 2024 Finance Committee meeting?
Okay, I'll make a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Now, Adam, we got you in before, because I got line item transfers next. And, oh yeah, I got it here.
Go ahead.
Do you want to do a line item transfer? Is that what you're asking for?
Well, I just came to discuss to see what the best option is. Just to kind of explain the situation and kind of have a chat with what the finance committee would like to do with it. So this is one of the line items, a couple of them. I have one on the special town meeting already that deals with the billing of ambulances,
Yes.
Which may not even be needed. I'm very much watching how this last month is gonna go, and if I have to pass over the article, all the better. But I'm just trying to prepare for these couple of things. And the other one is always the kind of thorn on our side is the advanced life support line item. So the way it's been running lately, I've been tracking the calls. It appears on paper that we have a decent amount of money in that line item, but the reality is with the outstanding bills, I only have about $8,000 left to get through June. So I've been looking at the, historically what the numbers are and normally where the average is for intercept fees and stuff, and I don't think it's gonna quite get there, so I'm trying to prepare for that ahead of time. I have money in a line item that I can just move over to that to avoid an article on the town meeting. Again, this is just that unpredictable article that I just really can't, I can't until I know what the final number is, it is what it is. So, I prefer just to see if we can do a simple line item transfer. I wrote it both ways for the board to consider, to try to
Where do you want to
avoid
take
that.
it from?
From our ambulance training,
Yeah.
we've had a little bit less training this year only because we've had some instructor unavailability. So it can easily cover that, and again, this is just,
If you want to take
I just know it's ultimately probably, and you know what? This is one of those things too that it's frustrating because historically I've had to encumber this amount and then I never even end up paying it. So it very well could all go back to the general fund like it has in the past, but I still have to prepare for it because there's potential outstanding bills. So that's the reason why I'm here today, just trying to get my ducks in a row ahead of time before I run into any issues. And I have to come to you later on and force you to have
Yeah,
a
that's
meeting
it.
for no reason.
So this won't leave you short.
No, I believe I
With
added the
training?
3,000, no, because we only have one more month, one more training coming up. There may be a couple oddball things in there, but it should allow me to have plenty of money to pay off that little bit of money for the EMTs to pay them for the last training that they have. I don't anticipate any other problems and we'd be able to slide that money over and there shouldn't be any issues to that. But it would give me a little bit of a buffer if we have a busier month next month and it requires more ALS intercepts. At least I know at that point I don't have to bother you with it, and if worse comes to worst and I don't need it, it just goes back in and I encumber it if they don't charge us for some of them, like they historically don't, or then it is. The problem is the other services they're very behind on those bills, so it's the number I have on paper never reflects the true number of what's going on.
Okay.
The lag is.
Yeah.
All right, so we got the original, because you got the selectmen. and
Yeah,
us.
I wrote it out as a potential article for the special, but I also wrote it out as a line item transfer. I
Okay.
prefer the transfer just
Okay,
because it
but
makes
this is
it.
the original.
That's the original that
Yeah,
I was
because
hoping
the
to
selectmen
do.
have to vote on it too.
Correct, yes.
So this
Yeah.
probably,
Yeah.
today's Tuesday, I have to think what day it is. The agenda's probably already up, so
That's
this
fine.
wouldn't go on their
That's fine,
agenda
it's not
till
needed till any
after.
way down in the future.
No, I know,
so-
I'm just saying,
Yeah,
because I'll have to give it to
and I'm
Jim.
hoping that's it, because the other expenditures we talked about, the expense lines where we had the water heater issue, we
Yeah.
replaced that. I mean, I've been doing everything I can to
Mhm.
watch the bills as closely. I think we're gonna be okay without any transfers or anything,
Yeah.
so I'm anticipating this is the only one that's the issue, and I just don't have control over this line item, unfortunately.
Okay, and today is the 21st. Okay, so does anybody want to make a motion
I'll make a motion
to
to
transfer
transfer
$3,000?
$3,000 from ambulance training payroll to ambulance life support.
I'll second that.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay,
Thank you.
so what I'm going to do, Adam, let us sign this. And you can
I'll bring it
give
down.
it to
Cameron.
Jim.
Yep, or Jim,
No,
yep.
give it to
Give it
Jim.
to Jim, okay. Yeah, he's in
So,
another
Can I
meeting,
have
but I'll
a
give
copy
it to
of
him.
it before you give it over? Just keep it the minutes.
Yeah, hold on. Voted, total voted in the amount of $3,000. emails, and we'll sign it, and then I'll go make a copy for in Jackie's office.
Or I can go with one, whatever works.
Thank you very much, I appreciate your understanding with this one.
Okay, transfer board members' initials is me, and then I need to sign it. And you need to, whoops, I've got ink
Initials?
on you, yeah,
Just initials, right?
yeah, initials, and then Ray, if you could initial it. So,
I can make a copy, I can go to Jackie and make a
Yeah.
copy if you'd like.
if you would,
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you very much.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I have it with the minutes, okay?
And
Okay.
keep the original.
Sure, and I'll give that to Jim.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Sure thing, take care.
Okay, so, Jim had given me the copy of articles for the special that we need to act on,
Okay,
8 through 13.
8 through 13.
yeah.
Okay, so, this one, put one in here,
It's very warm in
get some
here.
air. Anybody who could get. So, Article 8, I know he's not here to explain it, so I don't think I would be into trouble. I mean, I'm gonna have to abstain from the vote, but why do I think we did this already?
I thought we did.
Yeah,
Didn't we do this already?
it sounds very familiar.
Yeah.
Because I remembered the minutes were wrong. Remember, and I called?
Yeah, yeah, you caught it.
It was just before the assessor one.
Am I staring right at it? Oh, okay.
So, line item transfer.
Do I have it here, which one it was?
I don't know, it shouldn't be, unless we were gonna transfer it.
This is the line I'm trying to find.
Well, no, it's not a line, this is an article of the special. It's not a line item.
Oh.
Thank you.
Thank you very much,
I will
appreciate
give
it.
this to Jim now.
So, you know, why does this say to go to transfer?
Have a
Great.
good afternoon, everybody.
Bye.
You too, take care.
Okay,
Stay safe.
take care.
Thank
Okay,
you,
so
you as
there's
well.
two different things. This is
Well,
special town meeting article.
okay,
This is a line item transfer.
okay.
They're voted two different ways.
But why does this article say?
Right, because if we voted as to approve this, it's not a line item transfer, so we'll have to fix the minutes.
Okay,
That's what I'm
okay,
saying.
okay, got it.
Okay, so what do we have behind it?
The one time I didn't bring my whole folder, the accountant office needs to transfer 1603 for the assistant town accountant.
Right. 1604,
So that's what we voted on already.
right. So, all right, so we need to fix it.
But didn't we vote on this last time?
Right, so we don't need to, but it's not a line item. Okay, so, all right, what you need to do here,
Mhm.
somehow mention, this is the special town meeting articles,
Okay,
okay? So, this was
Okay,
already
so-
voted on, so let's just mark it, FinCom. Recommend. Remember, I don't think he was here,
who?
Jim, at the meeting.
Okay,
I think he was here and then he had to leave, didn't he?
okay.
All right, so we don't have to, we already did it, okay? All right. The next one, to see if the town will vote to transfer $150 from the selectman's secretary to selectman computer hardware / supply service to cover the cost of a 3-year firewall subscription renewal. So they must have had to add somebody else on, right?
Yeah.
It's a renewal, so.
Yeah, I mean, if they've gotta do it, they gotta do it.
That's,
And so
yes. I agree.
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we transfer $150 from the selectman secretary account to the selectman computer hardware / supplies service account to cover the 3-year firewall subscription renewal.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye. These are all special?
Yep.
Okay.
Anything to do in the same fiscal year has to be on the special.
Got it, okay.
Annual is for next year,
Oh, got it, okay, all right.
okay. Article 10, to see if the town will vote to transfer 400 from the selectman's salary to the selectman information technology purchase service for its final fiscal year invoice. So they probably had some extra work that they had to do, so.
Yeah. So when it's coming from the selectman secretary, I presume there's enough money in there to.
Yes.
They've
yeah.
got a little bit
Yeah.
extra.
Yeah.
There, well, the selectman secretary is not Karen. There's a line item there.
Yeah.
That I fought with FinCom many years ago to get, because if anything had happened, and it did happen, that office, if somebody left or something,
Yeah,
they got no money to pay nobody.
okay.
You know, they were lucky one year, Martha Korzik, what's her married name? Luvatakis.
Okay,
She was, yeah, well, I can remember the name. She was a senior write-off person, so she was able to go in there and answer the phone and write messages and stuff, so that's what, this was many years. I fought with FinCom and I said, it was for 3,000, and there was a balance of 2,850, because I
okay.
looked.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
said, you know, whether you use it or not is, if something should happen, say if Karen ended up having surgery
Right.
and the office is closed,
You-
unless one of the
you need
selectmen
some-
come, this way here, you can hire somebody
Temporary.
temporary.
Yeah.
It's on the wage classification
Still gotta pay
already.
Karen.
Yeah.
But-
So it's a small reserve
It's, right,
to
and it's,
accommodate this kind of stuff.
correct.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll make the motion that we transfer $400 from the selectman's secretary account to the selectman information technology purchase service
Okay,
to cover the final fiscal year invoice.
I'll second.
okay. Motion's been made in second.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Just bear with me, I gotta
It's-
get back
You're
into
good,
this
you're good,
routine.
don't worry about it.
I've been relaxing too
She's
much.
in full summer mode.
I am. Okay, article number 11. To see if the town will vote to transfer 800 from the selectman's secretary to the fire police SBA tower lease for its fiscal year lease payment. Apparently, there was some calculation that was wrong,
Okay.
so it got funded 800. I'm not sure, I remember last year, it seems to me that we were talking about they weren't really too sure how much one of the leases was going to be,
Okay.
so.
Yeah, I mean, they gotta pay it, so I'll make a motion that we transfer $800 from that selectman's secretary account to cover the final fiscal year lease payment, that transfer would go to the fire/police SBA tower lease account.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so this one here, Sharon wrote it up on a line item transfer, but it's gonna be going on, so anyways, it's $4,800 and it's gonna be from the Council on Aging van driver to Council on Aging purchase service. She said here, the request will be used to cover expenses for the remainder of fiscal year '24. We had several unexpected expenses, and some of our expenses went up more than others than anticipated. So, I don't know much
I'd like
other
to know
than.
what the expenses are. I mean, is it eight?
Hi, sorry.
Yeah, well, maybe-
Okay.
Another-
maybe
Hi,
Jim-
sorry.
Jim.
Another sewer commission meeting.
We'll talk about you later.
All right.
Did Sharon give you any examples of, she wants to know what expenses?
Unexpected expenses are?
No.
Jackie's here, so I can go get a detail. So this is going to
I
5210.
mean, is that, are you curious, or is it me?
Well, I do think there was something to do with work, I'm sure of it. So I can go get Jackie to print it, and I can take a quick look. So give me 1 minute.
Thank
And
you.
you can tell Jim about this one here.
Okay.
Oh, Article 8,
Article 8?
Yeah.
Let's take a look.
we recommended that at the last meeting.
You had to leave early,
Oh, okay, so that's passed,
Yeah,
okay,
that's passed.
okay,
That's
all right,
so we had already approved
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
all right,
And so,
Right.
yeah, we're all set for that.
sounds good.
Because we all thought it sounded very,
Familiar.
we had already addressed
Okay.
it and talked
I
about it.
went back
and
into it.
All right.
it wasn't a problem in any
Very
way.
good.
So they wanna go from the council on aging van driver. Okay,
Aging purchaser.
and
I'm
we're
just curious,
shuffling that account around, they're
Yeah,
they're
but
nixing the
what
driver
expenses are
and
you
rolling
talking
it
about?
into,
Yeah.
but then the expenses, so there's money there, it's,
Mhm.
to the council on
Did the
aging
council on
purchase
aging van driver,
service.
is he the one that, oh no, that's the maintenance guy and the maintenance guy and the van driver now are the same person?
Is being proposed, yeah.
Yeah,
There's currently no van driver,
Okay, okay.
so that's why there's a
Money
surplus,
there,
there's a
money there.
surplus in that
there's
line.
there's available dollars, but what's the purchased services?
That's what
So that's currently, line there, COA, purchase services, should be there.
Help me out, I'm maybe looking right at it.
Oh, that's the expense account. If you're looking at that, that's the expense account. So it would be, COA expense.
COA expense, okay, so, COA expense, okay, all right. It's just, I mean, if it was $480 instead of $4,800.
That's why I'm asking what it is.
It-
Can I see what you're looking at?
So, that's where we are, they wanna, cause they've got 30,
30,000.
well, that's next year,
Yeah,
so
so
they,
27,000.
25 up to 27, and now they need 4 on top of that, almost 5. So it's, I mean, it's probably all good.
Yeah, I
It's
would just like
but
to know what it is.
It would be nice to know what it is, yes.
What's that?
What the
What this
4,800.
4,800 is for.
Oh, no, I'm looking, I'm just marking the big ones. And I see most of the big ones, so I.
Caviar for lunch, or is it?
Approve that one, okay, great. So we won't have to put, that on, that article on.
Oh, did he give it to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
So
told him
I
to
will
do-
go to the selectmen on June 4th.
Yeah, that's what I told him. He said he didn't need it now. I think this is gonna be part of it. Encore fire protection
Yeah,
was $1,754 in expense that she wouldn't have been expecting.
Okay,
What was it?
Encore fire protection. If she had money in her maintenance account, it could've came out of there, but she didn't have the money, so
Okay.
this is what it would have to come out of. So basically what I see, and I'll read you the amounts quick, because I think this is basically it, would be the electric and the gas bills. Okay? 1,300, 1,349, 1,215, 940, 470, so this must have been good, before it got cold. The others would be for air conditioning, light bill, $897, $964 for light bill, gas bill, $1430, $1410, $1658, $1340, $1244, $1,010 for electric.
So electric went up, and what was it, gas?
Gas, so,
And the Encore fire protection?
yeah, so the electric bill was $1,300 for July, August, because of air conditioning, so, and 1215, and then it went down in October to 940.
Is the new budget prepared for these increases?
I have no idea what
yeah, I mean, so this is covering expenses from 9-10 months ago?
well, because it's, because you
She's
don't know
paying
what.
them, but now she's got nothing in
Right,
there.
but that's how it works, is that,
Okay.
you know what I mean, you guesstimate, okay, maybe $1,000 for the light bill, but it's these are gonna be current bills.
Okay,
Okay, so that's all you do, is
the
this is,
account's just run out of money.
it's running low on money that she's
Okay.
not gonna have
Okay.
enough to pay. So everything's been paid, but it is not gonna be, so I would say, you know, the gas bill, $1,431, I mean, I don't know
Okay.
what they were last year, but, you know, I think that's kind of a regular light bill, January, almost $1,000,
Mm.
you know? And the place isn't open
Yeah.
24 hours a day.
Yep.
So that's where I would say, because that's what she said, is several unexpected and some of our expenses went up more than anticipated, so maybe she went up some, but she
Okay.
just didn't go up enough. I mean, so what did she have out there last year?
Yeah, she went up from 25 to 27.
Yeah.
We've upped that to 3375.
Yeah.
So that would be a $3,000 difference, which is what she's basically missing. The fire protection,
Yeah.
that's kind of unexpected probably,
Yeah.
so. Yeah, okay, so I mean, it seems copacetic, it's,
Yeah, well, that's why I wanted to,
Yeah,
I knew there was something, but I
Yeah, no.
couldn't remember what, it was a
Mhm.
big one, I knew that, but,
okay, so I'll make a motion to transfer $4,800 from the Council on Aging van driver account to the Council on Aging purchase services account or expense account.
I'll second.
then
So
say-
you're gonna do you're gonna do a transfer instead of,
No, this is, this,
is it gonna go on to the, special, or is it?
yeah, it's a special,
Or you're putting it on to the,
This is
He's
just to
reading.
approve it,
he's reading it.
oh, okay, I'll approve it,
Just
okay,
approve
all
the,
right.
the article.
I see,
to approve that article.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
I didn't
okay.
say that, but
yeah, okay,
in the context we're in, we're approving these articles, not approving the transfers.
okay, all right.
Okay, so there's been a motion first and second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Aye, yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Good.
You know what I mean,
Well,
right?
because we had this
I know exactly
conversation
what
before
you
you
did.
got here.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're
Right,
on-
we're in the context
Yeah,
of
because
approving the
somewhere,
articles.
somehow,
right,
that's
right,
when-
not
yeah.
approving
the
the
transfer.
transfer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I
okay,
think
all
that's
right.
what we were voting on, talking about anyway.
No, I think you're 100%
But
right.
you should just put,
Because Adams was voted for a transfer.
correct.
Correct,
He asked
Not the
us,
special
Right,
town
right,
meeting.
he preferred,
Right.
he
not to put on an
Right,
article,
right.
yes.
he said he would prefer it that way,
Okay.
so.
Yeah.
All right, and the last one, to see if the town, and I know Jim will have something on this, because I don't, to vote to transfer 15,000 from sewer department maintenance and OP purchase service to their supply account.
So the chief operator is looking to transfer $15,000 to the supply account to cover the costs of extra chemicals that is required to operate the plant from one line.
He's not in there, so don't waste
It's-
your
I was
time.
gonna say,
Yeah.
I forgot that.
From one line from the purchase service to supplies.
So anyways, many years ago, FinCom broke that up. You know how like our regular accounts, it's service and then you can spend supplies or service together?
Yeah.
Okay. In theirs, it's two separate lines.
Okay.
FinCom years ago wanted it to be broken down. So he has a dedicated service, he has a dedicated supply,
Okay,
so.
yeah, so there's no issue here, I don't think,
No, I
right?
don't
So
think
we'll,
so either. Yeah.
we'll make a motion
Mhm.
to approve the article for a transfer of $15,000 from the sewer department maintenance and purchase service account to the sewer department maintenance supply account.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
I don't know if you talked to him about the building one?
No, we haven't,
Okay,
no, because that's gonna be under new business.
Okay.
So, hold on, so, so I think as of today, we've got everything done that's been given to us, except this just came up today, so we'll give Jim the floor.
thank you. So, I've been working with the town accountant on addressing a matter for the building department. And what matter is that we hired a new building commissioner, and per our bylaw, he's entitled to 40%, or he or she is entitled to 40% of the fee, building permit fees, that he or she collects. Okay, 60% then goes to the general fund. We had a transition. We had a new building commissioner start the beginning of March.
Is this building commissioner or building inspector?
Building commissioner. Yep. he's
Well, he
commissioner.
calls it commi.
Is it the same thing?
Yes.
Yes. Well,
Okay.
he's a commissioner. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna do this.
He started, I believe, around March 11th, and he, as part of his employment with the town, had inquired about getting a fee for building permits that were issued by the previous building commissioner, but may not be inspected, have been inspected. So, say for example, the previous building commissioner issued a building permit in, say, the beginning of February, and the work wasn't done until April, and then therefore the inspection wasn't called in until the end of April, and so now it's the commissioner who would have to go out there, even though the building commissioner prior to the current one had already been compensated for the permit, issuing the permit. Now that person has to go out and do an inspection. So there's theoretically no compensation for that. To compensate that person for that time and for the work, the fee of $50 was negotiated, and so
$50 for each permit?
for $50 for each inspection.
But the permits are only $60 or something like
No,
that.
well, it all depends. on
I know,
what
but I
it is.
mean, a lot of them are not that much money, that's a
Oh,
big
no,
percentage of.
no, the permits could be, some permits could be $20,000.
Yeah, I understand that, but I'm just saying, some of them are $60.
Oh, some of them are $60. Those ones wouldn't require an inspection, some of them don't require inspections.
Okay.
Depending on what level of work,
Yeah.
requires an inspection. Some of them may just require you to get a building permit, and to make sure that everything is in order. Some of them require
I think most of them
an
require
inspection.
inspections.
So if this person has to go out and do those inspections, then they should be compensated for it. And before, there was no way of telling within the building department of when building permits were potentially closed. So I've asked the building department to keep track of when permits are opened and when permits are closed, so that that there can be an honest account for when these permits are being tracked and who's responsible for them. They are going to do that, and so to compensate for this gentleman's work, we are looking to put an additional $3,000 from free cash into the line item for as a salary line item. Actually, I could take it from instead of using free cash, I can use it from an open account. Use it from the custodian salary line account. We have a surplus in there.
That's just electrical, I don't know what. Custodian account.
Do you know what, you don't have any idea how many are open?
I don't. They don't even know. So I'm in the process of working with the building commissioner to address this. It's my hope that all these can be addressed by June 30th. And that, these things can, we won't have to worry about them, moving forward.
Is there enough in there?
What's that?
Is there enough in
In
the
the custodial line?
custodial?
Oh, yeah, I think there's like 12,000.
Just asking.
And what line item transfer would go to, the building inspector's fees?
Salary. The issue here is, well, we can do it either one of two ways, okay? The fees is a revolver. And we vote on that every year, so that's specific. He gets 40% of the fees, okay? So unless you change it for 1 year and say now he can get another 50, then you gotta change it back next year. The easiest way that I saw it would be to put it into his regular salary. Because, not that there'll be, should be under the cap, there's a $35,000 cap on the fees.
And that way, what we can do is, for every, now, if we're putting money into there, then I will ask the building department to keep a track of what are the permits that has to go out and
I
re-inspect.
believe they have them in the
Oh.
assessor's office, if you can track them down there.
Okay,
What are open, what are aren't,
okay,
because they're definitely marked when they're closed.
okay. And so, and then we can have a list of exactly which ones that he went to go and inspect and charge the $50 fee on.
Because, I mean, basically, that's the way to do it, because it's not part of, it is part of a fee per se, but that money's already been expended because she got paid, and this is how it works. And I don't think there was an issue when Jack left. Once they do their turnover to the treasurer, 60% goes to the general fund, 40 goes to the revolver. Okay, and that's what it says in the bylaw. It says, and they can leave up to 1,000 in their balance, so. That's what I'm saying, because I had talked to Jim today about it, and so like I said, you could do it the other way, but you'd have to change the bylaw.
Yeah.
Okay,
And this is only for temporary.
and it's just till June 30th.
So how much they looking to?
He's gonna do 60 inspections by June 30th.
He's
That-
done,
could be.
he's done 950 already.
Listen, trust me, I'm,
Yeah,
in a
no,
year,
I
I don't wanna tell you how many hundred that
Yeah.
we did.
Yeah.
I'm seeing it, but he's gonna be done by then.
Well, I mean, it's our goal to get them done. I'm gonna have a conversation with him to have them, wrapped up, the ones that require the inspection.
Yeah, I don't know anything about him, so that's all I know. All I know is I see the turnover and I just check to make sure 60 and 40 split
I
is
hear
right.
you.
Or I did. So,
That was my only question was, is there that many pending inspections? Is it?
Well, he's racked up $950 worth right now since he started on March 11th.
19.
So that was like
That's
20 of them.
19.
There are,
Okay, all right.
there are.
You know, like I said, and this is what happens is that, and like I said, I don't remember what happened when Jack left because I wasn't here. So once they turn that money over for the month, if there's any inspections, they've gotten the money for it, and if they're gone, they're gone.
And
Yeah.
she's keeping track of when they're done in the office.
That's what I've asked them to do today.
So that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying is that, it's hard, like I said, this would be something maybe more that the building department would have to keep track of. So this way here, say if this guy leaves, okay, well, he's already got paid for X, Y, Z, so his final payment, okay,
Yeah.
turnover.
Yeah, nobody should get paid until it's done.
Correct, but that's not how it
Was.
no, but that's how it is. Cause once they give you the turnovers for the month, he's issued the permits.
But once the permit, he's paid.
Correct, once,
He's paid on the permit.
correct.
Yeah. What would it
That's
take,
the issue.
what would it
That
take to
is-
change that?
Yeah.
I don't know how
A permit could be open for 2 years.
correct,
That's the
They're
problem.
good for 6 months.
But if no one's
but if the
doing,
project
but
is,
if no
but
one's
if it's,
doing an inspection, it doesn't matter if it's open for 2 years.
I agree with you.
Because the work of inspecting may not be done for 2 years. Why are you being paid 2 years in advance for work that you may end up not ever doing? It sounds like basically what could have happened here is that, well, I guess anyway, we're off the topic. We'll address this another time. 'cause
Yeah,
it's-
and
it's-
so you have to review the plans, you have to inspect, you may have a rough inspection, that needs to be done. You may have to, you know, look at the insurance, you have to look at the insurances, plans, and then issuing of the actual permit.
And you do have to do some projects, you have to do multiple inspections. You know, like
Okay.
once the foundation is down, you can do an inspection then,
Right.
because you can
You
increase,
have to do an inspection
you
then.
can
Right.
increase the tax at that point because it's partially in. And as it gets finished, you can increase the tax amount on the building. So in order to do that, you have to do periodic inspections. But he would not get paid for periodic
Yeah,
inspection, he get paid once for each permit, correct?
Again,
Currently, he gets paid per permit.
Okay,
Yeah, so if somebody builds a house and there's 5 permits,
okay,
and maybe she did 2 partial on this, he's gonna get paid once for $50 instead of 3 separate inspections.
well, she didn't get paid 3 separate inspections, she only got paid for one.
No, she got paid the whole thing.
Right, but she only got paid once for the permit.
She got paid 40% for the
For the permit.
Right. And if it took 6 inspections, that's all she got.
Yeah, as long, yeah.
okay.
Okay, it's
I
per
just wanna make sure
permit.
it's not per inspection.
It's per
Per
permit.
permit.
So a house
Okay.
permit, like she said, you got the basement, and I imagine.
So this guy didn't get paid on anything up front, but now he's gotta, you know, he's gotta inspect and, you know, use his license on inspection.
But the previous commissioner, are we double paying for inspections?
Yes, we are. That's exactly what we're doing.
There's,
all
I don't know if there's a way around it.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
It's very complicated because I know when it comes to perk tests weren't really bad, but plumbing and gas is a disaster.
Okay, all right,
Okay, because, they get 50% of the fee or whatever, and they don't get paid until.
But this guy doesn't do those
No,
inspections.
no, I understand, but let me just explain to you, okay? So anyways, they had a lot of old ones, and so, okay, yeah, we need to get these off the books, so, you know what I'm saying? So it's really hard. The Board of Health was trying to do a really good job, but it was way early when I was here that it wasn't really tracked very well.
okay.
Okay, and then when they got, I don't wanna say names, but a person in there that does a thorough job,
Mhm.
she went through and said, okay, we got this old one and this one and this one, these are no longer good, this is what we have open. So to make sure that there was enough money in the account, you know what I'm saying, it was, because what happens is that at the end of the year, so the electrical, plumbing, perk test isn't usually too bad. Those are pretty good, but the building inspector, he could be, once that money's put in for June 30th, he could have 10 projects still waiting, where the other ones are paid when they finish. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how
He
they
wants to
do
get
it.
paid before he does the inspection?
No, when he passes it in.
Right.
But they get paid for that, for whatever, when they get, issue that building permit, they get paid
Mhm.
at that time for whatever they need to do, whether it's one inspection, no inspections.
Like what was done previously with him,
Correct,
with her.
right, so I'm assuming, because I wasn't here, that when Jack left, he got paid everything, because if he got done in April, he would have submitted March, and this is what he did for fees.
Yeah.
And he would have got paid.
I think they shouldn't get paid till they're done.
Right, but that's what,
Personally.
but what I'm saying is that it's
Well-
very hard accounting purpose wise,
Mhm.
okay?
Mhm.
If you don't have somebody in the office, excuse me, you know, that's really capable and is paying attention, this one's open, this one's closed, and this is
Right,
how
yeah.
much. But then the bylaw would have to get changed.
Right.
Mhm.
Because you would have to have more than $1,000 in that account, because you need to pay for whatever is
Down the-
outstanding at the end of the
yeah.
year, so.
And here's the other thing is that, you know, how you get around this is that if we were a big enough town and we had a full-time building commissioner and you make that person a salary position as opposed to getting fees that they collected for permits,
And-
The contractor.
you know, that's the way around it.
Yeah, so this was to help offset from the
Okay.
salary being so little.
If there's a system being developed for the tracking, that's gonna help. So if that's being done, then it's
Right.
probably about the best we can do.
Because
right
that's the
now.
thing, is that okay, the secretary, I can tell you this, the secretary that worked with Jack was good about keeping everything,
Track of it.
everything, and the secretary would know. The secretary today had no idea what that building inspector did, what was open, what was closed, or whatever. She kept everything to herself, am I right?
Yes, you are right.
Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, so the secretary would have no clue,
Yeah,
because she did it all herself
Mhm.
and didn't really share. So when it was time to give her the last pay, okay,
It was based on all the open permits.
correct.
okay,
That could have been addressed if,
yeah,
and if the secretary's keeping track of it, so yeah, now we know, okay. They brought in these permits in, we'll say April, they got done the end of March, okay, these are the permits, or got done, at the end of March, but these permits are open, then you just deduct a
I
X
will say,
amount.
this has
Okay.
nothing to do with this, but they shouldn't get paid until the permits are completed.
Well, then that's something that would have
Yeah.
to get changed,
Bylaws.
Yeah.
but
I
we'd
think
have to.
that's,
all right,
that's just my opinion.
Yeah, no, I know, but it's, it's good to talk about it,
Oh, yeah.
you know.
yeah, we can't amend the past.
No,
So-
exactly, that's what I'm saying, let's
And I
fix
think
the
that's the
future.
thing that is hard, is that Jack Keogh was here forever too, so it's not that we turned over all the time.
Right.
He was here when I left, he was here when I came, he was here when I
Yeah.
left, and then he retired like 2 years, so I was here 18, so he was probably here
Yeah.
22, 23 years, I
Mhm.
don't know, so.
So where does that leave us at the moment? We need, we're gonna,
Turned, okay,
we're
I'll
gonna-
make the motion.
okay,
I make a motion to transfer $3,000 from the custodial salary account to the building inspector salary.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye,
Don't you think it should be when they get paid, when they're done with it?
I agree with you, I agree with the premise of what you're saying, Karen, but I don't know if it's logically possible, because it may take a year to build a house.
I know, but,
You know, the person may be
but why are you
gone.
getting, what are you getting paid now for something you're not gonna do for a
Okay,
year?
But what I'm saying is, okay, it's 6 and 1, this is what I'm
I
saying.
know, I'm just throwing it
No,
out there.
no, I understand.
Mhm.
Okay, so how many permits do they, since you,
Oh.
for a house? How many
many house-
inspections do they have to make about?
To be honest with you, it's hard to tell because we did so much catch-up.
Right, what I'm
We
saying,
did
so we
hundreds
know
of
there's the basement,
Mhm.
right? And
Well,
then-
and a lot of them don't get done that way, so
Okay,
maybe he will do that.
right, but what I'm saying is that if he doesn't get paid till it's final, if he's already been out there 4 times,
That's, all right,
then
all
he's
right,
not
I see
get-
that,
Yeah.
and then he's not
I see
getting,
that.
then he's
Okay.
not getting paid for the times that that person had already been there either. So, I mean, it's,
Yeah,
it-
well, the
it's,
assessors are the ones that have to do the tax thing.
right, no, I understand,
I see what
but
you're
that's the point, you
Yeah.
know, I mean, so.
So was that approved as a transfer, or
What
is
was
that?
Yeah,
Yeah, so I was just
To
gonna.
transfer 3,000,
Oh.
But
Okay,
is
so-
that an article
Similar
or,
yeah,
similar
no,
to fire.
it's on the
So I-
special town meeting,
It's gonna be an article on the town meeting?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, I thought it was a transfer.
well, then you need to go get a sheet. and
I'll
make
go
it
get a sheet, okay,
Okay.
all right. Sorry.
up. Then you're gonna have to revote, so.
Okay,
No, I think you voted correctly.
Yeah, but we were talking on the special, that's where I wrote it. So anyways,
Okay.
I'll amend the vote that this is gonna be a line item transfer. Okay,
Yeah,
so
I'll second that amendment.
okay,
no,
okay, it's gonna be a line item transfer,
Okay.
Karen,
I've got it, okay.
okay? It's
Yep.
not a special town meeting, it's line item.
All right.
Okay, so, we got the books in, I gotta get mine, I think Jim put it in the drawer. Anybody have anything for new business?
I would like to know from Jim if they've come up with any money on the railroad building.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you and I have to vote at the town
You
meeting.
can't vote. Just,
I thought,
no, you can't, so you
did we
can,
discuss that before?
we talked about it in
Okay,
the,
okay.
after the fact,
Okay, tell me.
Madeline's brain comes
Okay,
together.
good, kick it in, tell me what it
Okay.
said.
You can say, okay, you have to have a quorum,
Right,
and if I'm not there,
right,
you don't have a quorum, so you can't vote,
okay,
okay.
done.
You can say we discussed it,
Mhm.
and then you both can get up separately and give your opinion on it if
Mhm.
you want, your own
Okay.
opinion,
Okay.
but you cannot vote on
Okay,
it if
okay.
there's not a quorum.
Okay,
It dawned on me after I said
okay,
it to
that's
you.
all right. Jim, do you know if they've come up with any numbers for that railroad building yet?
In terms of
how much
What's
it's
gonna
gonna
cost to
cost.
buy it?
purchase it?
Yeah.
No.
Remember, we couldn't vote on it because you had no numbers.
Yeah, it's still fluid.
Okay,
No, I don't have any solid numbers.
okay.
Okay, so that's new business. Anything else, Ray, anything for you? Okay. I know we talked about the next possible meeting date, did you write that down? I thought I wrote it down, and I don't remember where I put it, you know, I bet you.
Did I get the,
I want to say July, is it possible?
How's that? Possible June 17th. So I don't know if we, and then we put July 11th as the last cutoff date.
Okay,
I don't know if we really need to have one, because that's gonna be right after the special. I mean, right after the
June
annual, the
17th.
special. I don't know if we need that. Do you want to play it by ear? Because these are just gonna be for line item transfers.
Right. I'm open to whatever
Okay,
you guys works best for
I
you
have it
guys.
on my calendar
Yeah,
for June
so-
17th.
we'll put a possible next meeting date and time, it would be possible June 17th, and you want 3 o'clock?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, that's possible.
And then I have,
The 11th. July 11th is the last date, because we would have to meet, and the selectmen would have to vote on it that night on Thursday, if there's any line item transfers, because the 15th is Monday,
okay,
and that would be the last
Last
date.
chance.
So, and that would
the
be,
15th is the last day of the
correct, that's the last day of transfers, but the
thank you.
selectmen, their last date would be the 11th, so
Okay.
that would be possible. Just wanna look at the calendar. Yeah. Yeah. Other than, oh yes, I'm sorry. So,
Yeah, I was just gonna ask you about that.
yep, so Dawn gave that to us, we weren't done. And since it's an article for the special, to see if the town will vote to adopt the provisions of general law 44 and all the sections to allow town trust funds to be invested in accordance with the new general law 203C, so-called the prudent investment rule.
no, we don't vote on this, do we?
No, we don't,
Okay.
but that's, but you gave it to us.
Yeah, okay,
So anyways, it has to do with the investing, and I guess this has only to do with trust funds,
Okay.
investing. And the state has allowed changes, apparently they have a list of things you can invest in,
Yeah,
mm-hmm,
and I guess trying to catch up with the times.
yeah, okay,
okay,
They have, added some other
options to,
options
Yeah.
to the list.
yeah, okay.
So, and as soon as Jim gets that done, we can sign it.
Okay, good.
And then we can. That was easy.
yeah, short and sweet.
So your vacation was good?
Yes, it was very good.
And when's your next one? I'm sure you're already looking towards that.
No, I don't,
No?
no,
No?
no. You know, getting all 8 grandchildren in one place at one time is not, you know,
Oh, there's 8 down there?
no, there's 5 down there, but everybody went.
Oh, we had a big one.
Except my son, of all people, was not able to go, but his wife and 2 kids went, which was good.
And how old, from what age to what age?
1 to 12,
Oh, that's,
all good.
yeah, no, they are,
Yeah,
you know,
oh, yeah.
but they keep you running now.
Oh, yeah, oh, Michael was there today. We have the 3-year-old's birthday party this weekend in North Attleboro, so he went to watch her so the father can get the backyard ready.
Oh, that was nice of him.
Yeah, he's good.
I imagine your
He
husband.
retired when Emma was born, so that Lindsay could go back to work. He promised her in high school that she could have a career, and he would retire when she was ready to have a family,
Oh, wow.
and he stuck with it.
Well, that was nice.
Yes. 2 years, like every day. And then her husband got laid off. And he said, how about if I stay home for a little while? So that's what he's doing now. So Michael goes once a day to give him a break. Once a week, I mean, to give him a break. I'm like, all right.
Did he do that for you when you had yours?
No, no.
I'm only being,
I know.
you know.
He's a good pop.
No,
Yeah.
I'm just.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
no, I
just-
know what you're saying, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he's
I
good
remember.
at it. I used to get upset going, why do they want him so much? Then I sat there in the living room one day and watched him with pigtails in his hair playing Barbies. And I'm like, that's fine. Because I'm not doing that. No, he's good at it.
So I guess we can make a motion to adjourn because we've already voted on that.
Yeah, okay.
So it is, I'll await a motion at 3:58.
Alright, motion to adjourn.
Second, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
What time is it?